Christian Horner and Toto Wolff have had a number of public spats over the years. There have been some playful barbs exchanged between the two team principals. At the Autosport Awards in December 2022, Horner joked that Toto should have won the Rookie of the Year award. Toto responded by saying that he is living rent-free in Horner's head. In January 2023, Toto said that he believed Red Bull was obsessed with Mercedes. Horner responded by saying that he didn't have time to think about Toto, as he was too busy focusing on winning races. These gossips are now outdated. Wait a second. Would you believe me if I said that they have another disagreement? Yes, it happened. If you're thinking about what the matter is this time, get ready to explore in today's video. The 2026 rule changes in Formula 1 are designed to make the sport more eco-friendly and sustainable. They want to encourage innovation to help fight global warming. Some of the changes include making the cars 3 times more powerful with 350 kilowatts from the MG UK, using less fuel, 70 kilograms in each Grand Prix, and limiting the cost of engines. The ultimate goal is to have zero carbon emissions from fossil fuels in the future. This is a matter of disagreement between Horner and Toto this time. Even though Toto and Horner didn't meet face-to-face, they engaged in a media back and forth, sharing opposing views on potential changes to the new 2026 regulations in Formula 1. In August 2022, all F1 teams agreed to revolutionary engine changes. However, Christian Horner and some others in the F1 community feel that some adjustments are necessary. The final regulations will be disclosed in early 2026, and the recent exchange between F1 heavyweights in Austria is just the beginning of what could be a big debate. In 2026, Formula 1 is taking significant steps to enhance sustainability and drive innovation that benefits the global environment. The upcoming rule changes focus on achieving multiple objectives. Firstly, they aim to triple the electric power, with the goal of the MG UK producing around 350 kilowatts in 2026, significantly more than the current 120 kilowatts. Secondly, F1 seeks to increase engine power to over 1,000 horsepower, while reducing fuel consumption during a Grand Prix to 70 kilograms per car, compared to the 100 kilograms used in 2020. Additionally, the new regulations will implement an engine-specific cost cap, encouraging more car manufacturers to get involved and explore innovative solutions. Most importantly, these changes are designed to achieve zero carbon emissions from fossil fuels, minimizing the sport's environmental impact. Despite being in the early stages of development, these rule changes have already made a remarkable impact on the sport. German manufacturer Audi has pledged to join F1 as a works team, while Japanese engine supplier Honda has confirmed their continued involvement in the sport. Furthermore, Ford has partnered with Red Bull Racing to develop their engine for the 2026 season. These decisions showcase the positive response and support garnered by F1's commitment to sustainability and progress. The sport's dedication to a greener and more eco-friendly future paves the way for an exciting and responsible racing landscape in the years to come. Resources reported that F1 teams have been questioning the FIA over the impact the 2026 regulations will have on car performance and racing. Horner came forward with his concerns in Friday's press conference at the Austrian Grand Prix. Autosport has reported that teams are concerned that the combination of combustion engines and electric power may not produce enough energy for cars to be able to run flat out for an entire lap. I think that perhaps where we need to pay urgent attention before it's too late is to look at the ratio between combustion power and electrical power. Horner said, "We need to ensure that we're not creating a technical Frankenstein, which will require the chassis to compensate to such a degree with movable aero and reduce the drag to such a level that the racing will be affected, and that there will be no toe effect and no DRS because effectively, you're running like that at all points in time. Plus, with the characteristics of these engines, the combustion engine just doesn't become a generator to recharge a battery. We still have 2.5 years, and I think if there is a slight redress, it would then create potentially a better platform for the chassis. Otherwise, the chassis regulations that are undefined yet and uncommitted, we're going to be trying to cater for those compromises." Christian Horner, the Red Bull boss, whose team has won all 9 races and both sprint contests this season, wants the percentage of combustion in Formula 1 cars to be 50% in 2026. This is a significant increase from the current level of 20%, and it is something that Horner believes is necessary to keep the sport exciting and competitive. Horner has argued that a 50-50 split between combustion and electric power would make the cars more challenging to drive. and it would also allow for more overtaking opportunities. He has also said that it would be more cost-effective for teams, as they would not need to develop as complex hybrid systems. However, not everyone agrees with Horner's assessment. Some people believe that a 50-50 split would make the cars too heavy and slow, and it would also make it more difficult for teams to develop new technologies. You have got to look at the thing holistically from both the technical point of view and, most importantly, what is F1? Horner continued. F1 needs to be wheel-to-wheel racing. We can't afford to lose that challenge and have drivers downshifting on the straights to regenerate batteries. I know the FIA taking it very seriously, and they're looking at it very closely as the simulations become more advanced. Responding to recent comments made by Horner, Toto addressed the possibility of Formula One regulations being changed, stating firmly that there was zero chance of that happening. He emphasized that the regulations had been carefully developed over many years with input from various auto manufacturers, resulting in a compromise that attracted the participation of brands like Audi and Honda. According to Toto, these regulations will not be altered or delayed further as they play a crucial role in showcasing innovation and sustainability. He acknowledged the challenges faced by chassis designers but remained resolute in maintaining the existing regulations. Toto said, "That's not going to happen, zero chance, capital letters. So I don't know why these things are even coming up. We've developed those regulations over many years with all the auto manufacturers being involved. It was a compromise that attracted Audi to finally join the sport, for Honda to stay in there, the best possible case that one could imagine for F1. He further added, "Is it challenging? Our chassis designers are saying, well, how are we going to do this? Yeah, super challenging, but zero. These regulations are not going to change anymore. They are not going to be postponed anymore because the world needs to show innovation around sustainability. We need to reduce emissions, and we are super excited." Toto also speculated that Horner's remarks might be driven by Red Bull's own struggles in developing their engine. He suggested that Horner's motive could be to undermine the engine program through such comments. Toto said, "I think what frightens him more, maybe, is that his engine program is not coming along and that maybe he wants to kill it that way. So you always have to question what's the real motivation to say something like that." In 2026, Red Bull Powertrains is set to introduce its own engine, replacing the current power unit supplied by Honda. Toto's remarks shed light on the possible factors influencing Horner's stance and highlighted the importance of stability in Formula One regulations. After witnessing Max Verstappen's 5th consecutive Grand Prix win, Christian Horner, the Red Bull team principal, responded strongly to comments made by Toto. Horner criticized Toto, saying, "Unfortunately, that is typically Toto where he's just focused on self-performance. My interest is actually about the sport rather than self-gain." Horner emphasized the importance of collective responsibility and collaboration with the FIA and the commercial rights holder to ensure the quality of the sport. He expressed his view on the engine regulations for 2026, stating, "It's still way too early to say who's going to have a competitive or uncompetitive engine. The most important thing is that we all work together to make sure the product is as good as it can be." When asked about Toto's point regarding attracting new brands to the sport through regulation changes, Horner acknowledged that regulations may evolve based on their limitations. Horner emphasized his focus on the sport's overall welfare rather than individual gains. He stressed the importance of collaboration and praised the FIA's diligence in managing the regulations for the benefit of the sport. Hopefully, Horner and Toto will continue their conflict about this matter until something is officially announced by FIA for 2026. What do you think Horner's suggestion of a 50-50 split between combustion and electric power will be considered by FIA? Or will it make the cars too heavy and slow? Share your views in the comments and subscribe to our channel to watch the latest updates about the F1 world.